G'day ice cream lovers, my name's Steve Christensen, self-appointed headmaster of Scoop School. Look, on a bit of a break here, but again, as per usual, I get a little bit inspired when I kind of come to different airports, see different ice cream shops, frozen dessert concepts. I've always had a lot of people ask about the popularity of frozen yogurt. Why was frozen yogurt so popular in the late teens? Will it come back? So let's jump into that. I do want to thank our episode sponsor though, which is Green Mountain Flavors. Stan and the crew up there. I don't know whether most people know, Stan is a food scientist. If you want to come up with a flavor or blend flavors, he's the man. The link is down below. Hit him up, tell him that Steve, while he was on vacation, Steve said to say hello. So it was about 2016 when this whole second, some people say even third iteration of frozen yogurt came. Again, everyone's got their theories on why it became so popular, why it kind of dropped off. I honestly think that customer interaction was the driver for having that concept become so successful so quickly. So some people have said, well, yes, you've got frozen yogurt in there and it's healthy. And there were some unique flavors coming in, green tea and matcha, and there was the tart process as well, which may have all contributed, but the grand scheme of things is when you have customer interaction, when you introduce the behind the curtain process to the customer, that's when people love to engage in your brand. So it could have been frozen custard in those machines. It could have been frozen yogurt. You could have shake machines there. Anything that really relies on the customer becoming so much more entrenched and engaged in the delivery portion of your food concept is bound to get a lot more engagement. So you'll find that, or you found that in 2016, 2017, 2018, it was really kicking off. You know, a lot of people loved the fact that they could go, they could serve themselves, they could try all of these different flavors, and it went very, very well. From a operator standpoint, there are a lot of pluses too, because from a floor plan standpoint, you didn't need a whole lot of room, and all you really needed was a front counter with a couple of drop-ins there that you could put your refrigerated toppings, your non-refrigerated toppings, and then basically just a wall with a couple of openings in it, sometimes 6, sometimes 4, sometimes 8, that would have your frozen yogurt machine, generally a soft serve machine, modified a little bit to run a non-fat or very low-fat product. All of the maintenance was done from the back, so a lot of the machines manufactured would give the operator an indicator at the back that the hopper was getting low, so that they could be refilled from the back. So a lot of times this whole process of ease of build out and also ease of staffing. You don't have people scooping, you don't have people creating, employees creating menu items. So what ends up happening is customers end up doing the work for you. You're only basically paying someone to take the money, weigh and take the money, and the other person to kind of manage the product. So from an operator's standpoint, it was very low food cost. And it was a pretty low build out. Now the flip side of that was it was very capital heavy on equipment. Most soft serve and frozen yogurt stores are only really needing 1, maybe 2 machines. These concepts were basically 4, 6, 8 machines. So it was very machine capital heavy, but everything else was relatively inexpensive to build out. Another thing to keep in mind when it first started up was this process of air-cooled versus water-cooled. The very first stores, both Pinkberry and Red Mango, put single-phase, self-contained air-cooled machines in their stores. And what ended up happening was that no water was required. They could move the machines in and out very easily. What they found was that all of the extracted air from an air-cooled machine that comes out a little bit warmer was pumping into the atmosphere of the store, and their air conditioning bill and power bill were going through the roof, even though they thought they were saving money on utilities because of water, no water use. So a lot of the stores then very quickly migrated to a single-phase water-cooled unit with a recyclatory system that either had water recycling through it, mainly glycol, with a chiller on the roof, which would help introduce chilled water into these soft serve machines that run a little bit more efficiently. Bob's your uncle. That's why there's so many single-phase water-cooled soft serve machines on the market, on the used market now, because basically this thing kind of swept the earth for about 4 to 6 years and then dropped off very rapidly. I think there are lessons to be learnt. Customer involvement. Anytime the customer can see what we always refer to as the theatre of ice cream, you're always going to get much more engagement, a lot more press, a lot more social media play, and you've got to have a look at that balance as an operator of your labour costs. What are you spending on labour costs versus what you're getting? And utilities. What's the best machine to use for you? Air-cooled, water-cooled, single-phase, three-phase. I think it's a pretty fascinating business model, and it may come back. I know at the end of the frozen yogurt process, some of the frozen yogurt stores were converting some of their soft serve machines to actually make smoothies, so it was almost like a make your own smoothie kind of deal as well. Anyway, ice cream, frozen dessert, always on the mind here in the Dallas airport. Just giving some thought to what made frozen yogurt so successful. We get a lot of questions about it. I thought I'd share it with you. Thank you very much also to Stan, Green Mountain. It's not really a mountain. Anyway, Green Mountain Flavors, their link is down below. Thanks for spending some time. Hope this helps. Leave a comment down below. Keep on scooping. See you in the next video.